What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today we have another non-camera or photography video. We are once again talking about lawnmowers. Cue the montage. I wanted to do a 1-year ownership review or 1-season ownership review of the Ariens IKON 52-inch zero-turn lawnmower. This is the 2023 model that replaced the IKON X of the previous generation. Surprisingly, there's still not a ton of reviews of this lawnmower online. I've had this thing for a season now. I've done an oil change on it. I've done some maintenance. So would I buy this thing again if I had the chance next season? Quick recap. I bought this lawnmower after cross-shopping with the Cub Cadet, the John Deere. I went with the Ariens just because ultimately it's actually built in the Midwest. It's built in the US, it's engineered in the US. I like getting behind that. Ariens has a good reputation and I was willing to take a bet on a new model, which is sometimes risky because Ariens has that good reputation. So if you go to Lowe's.com, these things have a lot of reviews about the belt snapping and I was definitely very concerned about that. Was I gonna get one of these lemons that has a snapping belt? I'm happy to report I have had no belt issues whatsoever with 13 hours on the clock on the lawnmower, which isn't a ton, but it's a season. I also think that Lowe's farms out to like third parties, or maybe Lowe's themselves are the ones who do the assembly after these things are manufactured, but before they get delivered to you. And I suspect that a lot of the issues I see on these reviews are the result of poor sort of post-manufacturing assembly before it gets delivered to you. So, you know, when you get your lawnmower, I always think it's a good idea to like really thoroughly go over it before you start it up. And then after you start it up, make sure that everything seems like it's put together, screwed together securely. Because I wouldn't always trust I trust the manufacturing process from Ariens. I wouldn't always trust sort of that third party in between, that their job is to get you your lawnmower as fast as possible and assemble it. So something to keep in mind. So ultimately the product itself has a number of pros and a number of cons, and I'll go through a few of those. First off, on the pros, I would say that the oil change process actually is very straightforward. Ariens put a lot of thought into like the Kawasaki engine, which is now the exclusive engine that you can get with this, about how the oil is drained, how they sort of engineered where the drain path goes, so you can put a tin or a pan under it so you don't get it all over your driveway or garage. That's all just really well thought out. There's a really nice little like nozzle on there to get the rubber hosing over so that when you drain the oil, you don't make a big mess. So I really appreciate that. Similarly, cleaning out the air box. I haven't replaced the air filter yet. It doesn't look like it's that difficult, but just cleaning it out with my leaf blower, actually just getting in there and blowing it out every now and then, seems to be very easy to access. And I think that's actually gonna make the lifespan of the air box a lot better. A few other things I really like, just overall the power of this thing. Again, I said all of them come with the Kawasaki now, which is people consider the better engine than the Kohlers. It is a powerful mower. I haven't had any issues with like power, cut quality, going through thick grass, and even cutting the leaves to mulch has been great. And that actually leads me to my next pro that I like about this lawnmower, and that is the mulching cover that I bought for it has worked really well with the factory blades. Just to mulch up the leaves in my yard. I live out here in the woods. We have a bunch of trees, a bunch of thick leaves, and it's been great for mulching. This is actually the reason that I ditched the Ryobi electric zero turn and went for gas, is that the Ryobi and the electric just could not handle the amount of mulching and leaf cleanup that I have to do in the fall. This thing handles it no problem, of course, it's gas, but that mulch cover is great. Highly recommend. Also, I should mention the pin system for raising and lowering the deck I like a lot more than I thought I would. It is very straightforward, and overall the whole control panel is well laid out. My final thing that I really like about this mower, and it's more about Ariens as a company, it will actually lead me into my negatives, but the good thing is the customer service. You're able to call Ariens and get on the phone with somebody probably in this country and very quickly to talk through any issues that you have. So I really appreciate that their customer service was very quick, very prompt, very friendly. You might be asking, like, why did I have to call customer service? Well, like many others, the headlights on my mower, the moment I got it and turned it on, only one of the headlights worked. So Ariens actually shipped me new headlights, I think in under a week. I changed those myself. It wasn't that difficult, some bolts to unscrew, some cords to disconnect and reconnect, but overall pretty straightforward. I also appreciate that, like, with no hassle, they just mailed me these new headlights. A couple other things I don't like as much, or I've noticed, it's fairly loud. So I have a neighbor who has the previous generation IKON, the IKON X, I think, and I've just noticed that his mower is not as loud as this mower. I think after a few hours, they tend to settle in and get a little bit quieter. Like I said, I've got 13 hours on the clock now, and this mower still seems very loud. I don't mind, because usually I just put on some noise canceling headphones and listen to a podcast, but overall, just seems like sort of a loud mower. Maybe that matters to you, maybe it doesn't. A couple other things, I mentioned this before in my previous review, I feel like it rides a little bit high. I feel like I'm sitting up higher than I'd like on it. I'm also a tall guy, 6'3", so this might be a personal problem. But just something to keep in mind if you're taller. You don't feel like you're gonna fall off it, but you also don't feel the most stable riding around on this thing. I've ridden other zero turns, and this just stood out to me a little bit on the Ariens. So final thing is lack of accessories. I've bought a number of accessories for this thing, the rubber mat that goes on it. I haven't bought the bagger yet because it's actually in super limited availability, and when it comes in stock, it's usually like at price or above price, and I'm sort of waiting for it to come in like on sale. But especially this fall, the bagger for this thing is out of stock everywhere, very hard to get. Not the end of the world, but I sort of wish that they had like stocked up or created more accessories for this thing. I did mention I have the mulching kit, which is really just that metal cover, works well. But ultimately, I wish there were some more accessories for it. I hope over time that they keep this model and that they, build a bigger accessory portfolio for it like they have for their previous mowers. So big question, would I buy it again? Yes, I would. Every lawnmower, every product like this is gonna have some issues. It's just sort of unavoidable. Overall, the lawnmower is great, very solid, very powerful, great at what it's supposed to do, which is cut lawn, mulch leaves. I've been very happy with it. I'm looking forward to using it for years to come. I hope that this review is helpful for you if you're thinking about cross-shopping this lawnmower with some of the others that are in that $4,000 price range. Again, I don't have any regrets, and hopefully this helps you maybe make the right decision if you're looking for a lawnmower yourself. Till next time, thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Please do subscribe and like if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.